Okay, guys, Gremlins 2. I'm telling you, this movie should write itself. The first one was a classic. This should be pretty straightforward. Basically, all we're doing is maintaining the integrity of the original picture. We want to do all the stuff with the water and the... Can we help you?
I'm sorry. Let me introduce myself. Hi, y'all. My name is Star Magic Jackson Jr. I'm the Hollywood sequel doctor. So studio just brings me in to oversee things when they about to drop a deuce. So that's why I'm here, but don't mind me. I'm just gonna be over here. Y'all do your thing. It's your movie.
Okay. Let's brainstorm. Adam.
If it's gonna take place in an office building, I was thinking, what if Gizmo gets wet from a water cooler this time?
Okay, hold on a second. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to step in here just 1 second, sweetheart. So what's wrong with y'all? Y'all looking like a bunch of sad sacks. This is G2, people. We're writing Gremlins 2. It should be a party with pizza and anchovies, pineapple. Just, come on, lift up the spirits. Look, okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of spice into the mixture here. What if we did this? Everybody here gets to design their own gremlin.
I don't see that the gremlin design is broken.
It's called brainstorming, not brain drizzling, sweet pea, okay? Shut your mouth for a second. Look, here's the thing. None of this is final.
So you mean, like, what if there was, like, a brainy gremlin?
A brainy gremlin.
You talking about a gremlin with glasses who could talk and sing New York, New York? That's brilliant. It's in the movie done.
Whoa, you said that nothing was final.
That was before I heard the words brainy and gremlin in the same sentence together. It's done, I love it, it's in the movie next.
What about a spider gremlin?
You mean a gremlin with 8 legs and a thorax just catching pretty ladies in a web in an office building? Oh my God, it's in the movie, I love it! Next!
What about a bat gremlin?
You mean a gremlin with leathery wings just flying around, flip-flopping, bust through a wall, make a perfect bat symbol in the wall, get outside, get in some wet concrete, jump up on a building that just dry in place like a gargoyle gremlin? We are cooking with gas now. I love it. It's in the movie next.
Could there be a female gremlin?
Lipstick, boobies, bitch, you have me and little gremlin but JJ. I love it so much that it's not only in the movie, but it's definitely in the movie. There's no backsies on that one, no penny taxis. Yes, 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 in the movie, done! That's why we need a woman in the writer's room. Next.
I don't know. A googly-eyed gremlin?
But you do know, because you talking about a gremlin whose sole purpose in this film is just that he looks stupid as fuck. Yes, it can be in the movie, and it is in the movie. Done. Next. What about you, Silver Fox?
Electricity gremlin?
You just said noun and gremlin, like you playing Mad Libs. You just like a child. You have the brain of a child. You do not have a high IQ, but you haphazardly came up with a gremlin that's just made out of bolts that is zigzagging all over the room and is done completely in animation. You a crazy person, and your idea's in the movie. Done. Next.
Can we put the Hulkster in it?
What? You talking about putting Hulk Hogan, professional wrestler, turned actor, turned cultural icon in the movie where he break the fourth wall of the movie he's in by talking to the audience. You, sir, are a raging psychopath. Don't let this town take that away from you. That's it. I don't even care anymore. We got the Hulkster in this bitch, so it's done. I don't have any more time. So let me just recap right now. It's brainy gremlin, spider gremlin, back gremlin, lady gremlin, googly eye gremlin, electricity gremlin. Hulk Hogan's gonna be in the picture. I'm gonna throw in a gremlin myself. Vegetable gremlin, just write it up. I'm having so much fun, thank you. It's all gonna be in the actual film. Now I gotta go put some Cowboys and Back to the Future 3. Sayonara, y'all. Oops.
Now, okay, you guys know that none of that is gonna be in the actual movie.
Perfect.
Knox.
Last September, we did probably one of my favorite block of shows ever. We did When Animals Attack. I have to remind people of how special that month of September was. Just, I mean, some of the funniest shit you would hear us do. I'm hoping again that September brings us that same thing. See, this month we did voting, and it was up to you, the fans of our show, listeners that you are. I have two things to say. Damn it! That one that got picked. For the other one that got picked, that's cool, man. I love that movie. And finally, this one. I fucking hate all of you. I fucking hate each and every one of you. Apparently, Chris, fuck me. Y'all just like it when D is in pain. Y'all just like taking the metaphorical needle and jamming it into my pee hole. You kind of like doing that to me. Super, Chris. Super.
I mean, you should have expected that people were gonna vote for jumping ahead here, Super Mario. Perfect. Come on, it's low hanging fruit at this stage here. You should know this.
Yeah. So the only reason I didn't want a vote for this one is because what we had up was pick a sequel. And for some stupid ass reason, let's just be real, John Wick was going to beat everybody on that list. And I said, no, let's finish it. Let's do this wonderful, wonderful sequel that I have to ask guys, just real talk. It's not a bad sequel. Well, yes, it is.
Are you kidding me?
It's not a bad movie. Okay,
Are you kidding me?
But it made you laugh a couple times.
So Gremlins 2. We were talking, me and D, we were talking offline about some of this stuff with Gremlins 2 behind the scenes and stuff. So here's the thing about Gremlins 2, just off the top. So Joe Dante, he's the director of this movie, right? Warner Brothers, according to Joe Dante, they did the typical stuff that studios do where they sit on a sequel for so long that it comes out a little too late. Second off, in the process of him saying he wants to take a break from Gremlins after the first one, the studio had so many batshit crazy fucking ideas for what they wanted to do for Gremlins 2. Like, they wanted to have the Gremlins be around the country like in Las Vegas, and I'm like, okay. And then,
hey man, look, I'm kind of for that one.
And then they wanted the Gremlins to be on Mars, to which I'm like, that is typical WB bullshit. So
why?
So after finally deciding those were dumbass
ideas, no, go back. Why are they on Mars?
Thank you. So after all those ideas basically kind of didn't really go into anyway, they finally groveled back to Dante, and Dante was like, all right, I'll do it if you let me do what the fuck I want without you guys' interference. Okay, so they let him do it.
How does that always fall into what happens at WB? All right, well, do it. Just let me do what I want to do.
Now, here's the kicker, though.
Okay.
Now, here's the kicker. WB, being the dickholes that they were at the time, decided to open this movie opposite Dick Tracy to keep their Batman series from having their box office record not being broken.
Okay, two things. That was genius. Number one.
It's
number
a
two.
Dick move, you know it.
That is a dick
I was
move.
about to say, you didn't let me finish.
All right.
Dick hole. Fucking dick hole move, my nigga. Why?
It's like, yo, you put it opposite Dick Tracy.
Here's the sick part. Here's the sick part, Chris, and you know it when we was talking about this. Fox did this one time, and I think it was like Lionsgate did the same thing. That happens all the time. And I hate it when it happens to a movie because it's like, even if it's good, it's going to get chomped in the dick. I'm like, why would you do that?
Oh my God. It was such a dick move. And I saw that. I was like, oh God. Wow. I'm
sorry.
Wow.
Now, I did have to say, I admit that. That was a genius move. Genius. Brilliant. Hey, look, nigga. Look. Just imagine you have your two sons in a race and they beat all the kids and they're neck and neck. And like, oh, who's gonna beat it? And you chomp block one of your sons in the leg. And you're like, why'd you do that? I had money on this one.
That's basically what it was.
Oh, that's a dick.
I saw that shit and I was like, dog, that is some dick hole move. So,
now,
yeah.
y'all heard the beginning of this episode where I played the sketch off of Key and Peele. Joe Dante would later on give Key and Peele flowers, roses, and all that shit, basically saying that's exactly what happened with WB.
Because the thing of it is,
Like, look, why are we even dancing around the subject? This shit is trash.
This is what this movie did.
No,
right?
it's a trash sequel. Eris has a point. Let's stop beating around the bush, y'all. Look, where Ghostbusters 2 had a little bit of charm, and where Addams Family said, let's make a sequel and make it a real goddamn sequel, Gremlins 2 said, we're in an office building. Now, everybody, give me ideas. Electricity Gremlin, bet. Batman Gremlin, bet. That's exactly.
Here's the thing. Now, here's the funny part about this, right? So, you round down the cast and stuff, right? Now, Christopher Lee is in this movie. Now, funny thing about Christopher...
character actors.
Now, here's the funny thing about Christopher Lee being in this movie. Christopher Lee partly did it as an apology to Joe Dante for doing the sequel to the Howling movie.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So let me get this right. Let me get this right. You apologize to a director for doing a sequel to a movie by being in a terrible sequel to a classic.
Hey, look. Yeah. I mean, look. Howling 2 is way worse than Gremlins 2.
The only reason why Howling 2 is good is because...
I said it was bad. What are you talking about, sir?
No. Only reason why Howling 2 gets any recognition is because of Rhett Brown and... God, I forgot her name. Homegirl's titties. That's the only reason why anybody cares about Howling 2. Howling 2 is a terrible movie. Hey, Eris, don't get excited. We might fucking do that one day.
I'm open to it.
Annie McEnroe?
No.
Or Marsha Hunt?
No, nigga. Nice. Sybil Danning. Thank you, Sybil Danning. I was just about to say I know it was Danning, but anyway. But yeah, she everybody cared about her titties. That's the only reason why you watch. Trust me. Yeah, at one point they just strip off her. You have to see it. It's like somebody off screen just strips off her on top. It's awesome.
Because titties.
But pretty much that's what it turned into at the end of that movie. And during the end of the movie, you're sitting at the same time like, wait a minute, these are vampires. These aren't fucking werewolves. It was terrible, and I understand why Christopher Lee forgave himself.
So when Christopher Lee did it, God, it is true what Matt Damon said. Sometimes you do the payback film because your friend owes you one.
Oh shit!
Yep.
As Christopher Lee looks at the screen like
he looked right at the screen.
Christopher Lee has the ability. And first off, God bless him, he's passed away. But Christopher Lee had the amazing ability of doing horror films, of doing semi-satirical.
Uh-oh, did you cut out?
Almost nearly erotica. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, for doing almost erotica movies, and on top of that,
goes mainstream.
Believe it or not. No, and he's done a lot of mainstream work, and believe it or not, he's on a heavy metal album where all he's basically doing is saying narration while this fucking metal where it's almost this metal apocalypse type of epic heavy metal playing in the background. Nigga, real talk, it will melt your face if you're fucking high because it's awesome. But
it just wows me out. It just wows me out that he.
But you know what wows me? I'm sorry. But one wild thing that really gets me about all the crap I can say about Christopher Lee, this is the first time we're mentioning him on Three Black Geeks.
Yeah, that is pretty wild. Pretty wild. I think the last time I ever uttered the words about Christopher Lee, I think we were. Oh, that's right. We somehow, I don't know which episode it was, we were randomly talking about Kingdom Hearts and shit. Not the recent ones, but I think it was like last year. And I think I mentioned the fact that I was like, Kingdom Hearts got Christopher Lee in it. I question how much they paid him for that.
No, I mean, and I think I just said something about not that much because Christopher Lee said yes to a lot of shit.
I know, but the fact that he was in every single mainline Kingdom Hearts game, I was like, wow. Just wow.
And I think he was in all the Lord of the Rings games too.
Yeah, oh, of course, he's Saruman. And the Hobbit, and the fucking Lego Hobbit movies. I know that had to be fun for him. Like, hey, you're gonna be in Lego Hobbit. All right, cool.
Seeing him actually. Was he the Hobbit? I don't remember seeing him.
Yeah, he was. You don't remember? Like, because you remember, this is Saruman before he got corrupted by...
Wait a minute, what's the first movie? Wasn't the first movie he was in?
Yeah, he was in there as part of that group, you know...
Yeah,
that was kind of like, talking about the dragon and the coming of...
Yeah, all that bullshit, I know.
Yeah.
Look, hold
on a second. Before we get too deep in the better movie, let's get back to the shitty movie.
Oh no, we were going back to that. All I'm saying is this.
Oh yeah, no, Eric's makes a good point because actually I don't know about that, Eric, because the Hobbit is not really that good.
Now here's the thing.
Actually, no, real talk, the Hobbit's all right. The Hobbit, that's the problem. It's just okay.
Now here's the thing.
That's all it is.
I will say this. I will give this movie, because we're going to be all over the place, because I refuse to go play-by-play with this. It's just going to be moments.
You. This is my nigga. Everybody, this is Chris, this is CJ, my nigga. Thank you. Because there's no center point of this goddamn...
The movie automatically says, fuck you, Mr. Wing. You're going to die off-screen because of gentrification. And bam, Gizmo's in the office building being at the mercy of these two twin scientists.
I thought that was hilarious. No, like, if I could go back to the very, very beginning of this, the movie is already trying to tell me, don't watch this movie, because you gave me a good solid 4 minutes of Looney Tunes shenanigans between Bugs and Daffy.
Oh boy, WB hoard out Warner Brothers stuff like you won't believe. Now, here's the side part.
That's like I was talking to you about that earlier too, man. It's like Warner Brothers in the early '90s when Mel Blanc died. They really pushed the Looney Tunes line. And Chuck Jones was still alive, and he was still putting out work. Mm-hmm. So yeah, hell yeah, you use that. WB does that now. Does that now with cartoons? No, they don't. Oh, they don't. Look at Cartoon Network as a whole.
Yeah.
Look what they push. All that shit they got. WB, real talk. WB is a shitty slime ball company, and real talk, D wants to work for them one day. But that being said, WB has a lot of shit that falls under their animation, and they fucking just drop scrotum on people. That's the best way to say it.
Now
it makes this knockout.
Now we were talking about this. They throw a lot of movies in there, one of them being Rambo. Now here's a tidbit about that, D. So Studio Canal owns the rights to the Rambo films. What they did was
that French studio, right?
Yeah, they own the rights to the first 3 films. Now, the key thing of why they were able to use that Rambo scene is because they asked permission by Sly Stallone himself to use that scene, and Stallone was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
I love Gizmo.
I love the Gremlins. Yeah.
I love the Gremlins. I mean, come on. And I'm guessing they asked him as he was like fresh off of Rambo 3.
Probably.
Still banging out.
Look. You know, Sly Stallone in the 1990s was still pumping out movies. Pretty entertaining movies, to be fair to him. So, you know, at this point, it's not like...
I can imagine. I could imagine. I'm sorry, Chris. I could imagine them saying, "Great, that's awesome. Thanks, Sly. Loved you in Cobra."
Not even Rambo 1.
Not Rambo,
Cobra.
Not Rocky, Cobra.
I thought he was gonna say something like something on that, man. Italian Stallion changed my life.
Nah, actually, if you want to be a dick about it, they're like, "Oh man, love you in Rocky 5. You son of a bitch."
Oh, see, Rocky 5 didn't come out till a year later.
It came out in 1990, same year as Gremlins 2.
Same year. Oh, that's right.
All right.
But yeah.
Gizmo, Chris, can we go?
Yeah, Gizmo.
Can we go back? Can we go back to the fact that? I'm sorry. Can we go back to the fact that Mr. Wade got bodied by fucking gentrification? Can we go back to that?
Hey, look, man, gentrification has a 9-1 matchup, man. It was too broken.
It hadn't even been 5 minutes since he died, and his shop was completely
Again,
demolished.
It's a 9-1 matchup, dog. He had no chance to win. I'm sorry.
Like, my man came in and said, "Did you hear that cough? Give him time. We'll be patient."
It's called Sagat versus Dan. Mr. Wing is Dan, and fucking gentrification is Sagat. You can't win that match. I'm sorry.
I'm mad as hell. Yeah, that's what killed him. Gizmo, I laughed at the fact that Gizmo lived the whole thing getting demolished, because I was like, any other time Gizmo would have been asleep and a big ass part of the roof would have fell on. But then again, we would have a movie.
No. What it would have been is he would have been asleep. The building collapsed, and somehow there's a piece of the building that didn't crush him, and he squeezes himself out.
Or better yet, the cage that he was in is completely indestructible.
But you say, but here, guys, you say there wouldn't have been a movie. Here's another tidbit. The father that was making inventions and stuff. There was a scene where he eventually he actually made a device that was going to keep Gizmo from not being wet. And that would have meant they would have had to come up with another way for the Gremlins to hatch, i.e. eat after midnight, which actually would have been a pretty smart idea.
So he would have gave Gizmo, so dude would have gave Gizmo a wetsuit. Yeah, awesome.
Basically, I mean, it's stupid, but at the same time, it's like, well, his dad does invent dumb shit, so.
And I like the fact that both of dude's parents just got a name drop exposition done.
The Peltzers got mentioned.
But the neighbors, including Mr. Futterman, are in the movie. And his wife. Mr. Futterman and his wife somehow was like, you know what? Fuck that small town. We're moving to New York, honey.
I want to get out of Kensington after the shit we went through.
I got to be honest with you. It felt like that was he retired from the post office. Like, honey, we're moving to Brooklyn. All right, that's where we're moving to.
It's gonna be such a wonderful time. Let me grab my camera from 1924.
That big ass flash.
That's exactly.
Did you hear the motherfucking light go off? That little blink. Like, goddamn.
I mean, I was just sitting there like, okay, that's cool. I'm fine with this. I am perfectly fine with what's happening in this movie. I really was. I was like, this is cool. This is fine.
CJ, you were sorry, real quick, CJ, you were being generous. With me, I was like this. Okay, movie, you have 10 minutes. I'm gonna be nice. You have 10 minutes.
Why?
10 minutes, bro.
Why did you think 10 minutes was going to do anything?
No, because I wanted to see. I gave myself 10 minutes just to see. Like, it's a sequel, so there's no point in trying to build up anything. In the original, the build up was great. You were anticipating shit for shit to go down.
Sue over here acting like Liquid Snake and shit. Like, you got 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
I'm looking at this movie like, I'm gonna give it 10 minutes. Like, the going rate, 10 minutes just to see how long does this movie say fuck everything and just give us the plot. Gizmo gets wet, more gremlins show up, and shenanigans ensues.
You know what? Here's the funny thing. I can appreciate
not
the setup.
7 minutes in. Gizmo avoiding water, and I'm like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Third time's the charm. Boom! He gets wet.
Gotcha.
You know what? I will say this. The concept of them getting trapped inside of, I mean, not trapped, but the concept of all the gremlins being inside of an office building with all types of possibilities of multiplying and all of that. And real talk, the fake Donald Trump, who is like Donald Trump if he actually had a good idea. This motherfucker has a motherfucking television studio and everything else in this motherfucking building. And
first off, we got
and he got a fucking laboratory on there where they can make the gremlins turn into any type of creatures. Like, I don't know, they get tits. That's normal.
First
one
off,
can turn into electricity and shit like that.
First off, we gotta put some respect on John Glover. I love him as a character actor.
Yeah, John Glover was great.
He worked as a like you said, like a Trump light kind of character. He's like he's Trump if he was a person that had good ideas that was just executed fucking wrong. Like, yeah, like, don't get it twisted.
He had great intentions.
Great intentions, right?
But that execution though.
Like his building was very like high tech, but like shit wasn't going right, you know. So it's like I expected.
But here's the funny thing. But that being said, it's a good concept when you really look at it. It's just that the movie doesn't give a shit. And even with that big ass GTA like sandbox you give the Gremlins, it's still a meh type of
that's
movie.
The thing too, because okay, so Gizmo gets captured by the twin scientist, and I'm calling them the fucking the Cobra twins, if you know them from G.I. Joe, and fucking Christopher Lee with Zartan and shit.
I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna disagree with that one.
Because weren't they the two that was sitting up there theorizing when fucking Billy came in there and says not to feed like all the rules about fucking Gizmo and shit, and they was like, but what if they eat it, they nibble on something after midnight?
I love that.
What if they were eating something, it got stuck in their teeth, it's after midnight, and they proceeded and it gets unstuck, and they managed to eat it? Will they still change? Here's me. Hey, movie, stop trying to make sense. You stop giving a shit at least 3 minutes in.
You stop that shit now. You stop it.
I can just imagine Joe. I can just imagine Joe Dante. He's been taking speed like a motherfucker. He has like a wife beater on and like a light motherfucking a light 5 o'clock shadow. And while he's typing on the typewriter, he's like, "Oh, but that'd be funny." And you get stuck in the middle, you playing in the background, and his wife was like, "Joe, go to bed. You've been awake for 5 straight days. Oh, fucking read this." Okay, that's funny. It's self-aware, but I don't understand where you're going. I don't understand where you're going. Honey, I really don't understand where you're going with this movie. It's stupid. I have a baby. I need you there, Joe. Nah, bitch. WB got a nigga working harder. Ah, man. Why don't you get some writers for this movie and spend money, bitch?
Wait. Why don't you get some writers for this? You want me to spend 1989 money on this?
1990, sir. 1990.
No.
Right.
No, 89.
No. The movie was released. The movie was released in 1990. I guarantee he worked on it in 89.
You see what he did there? See, Chris, we do that on BAM all the time. That's what we call lore.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the lore.
Fine, guys. Fine, you got me on that one. Shit.
That's lore. We're just giving a little bit more background. We're trying to make the world as robust as possible, Chris.
You know what? I can't say I hate that because I'm the same one that pulls the whole. Well, back in 1989, money that would go a long way. Yeah, you're right.
You gotta get the time frame right, man, or else nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Which means that Joe Dante, who I ask you, all right, if we're really lining up the people that was directing it and the producers and all that stuff, who was doing a line of coke really during the course of the directing of this movie?
Hey, Chris, I can answer that. I can answer that. Everybody.
Oh, I got a main one for you, and I can set it up for you. I wonder who's doing the coke. All of a sudden, you see a dark office and a big ass line of coke, and a bitch and some girl, and some naked chick on like a desk, and all you see is butt cheeks. All you hear is go, get red, and all of a sudden the camera pans up, and it's Steven Spielberg snorting coke off that girl's breast. Fuck yes! Do you know how long E.T. was in development? I don't know. I don't know either. He's just
One of the guys from marketing, does a line of coke and goes, "The fuck is an E.T.?"
Fucking Kate, he's all like, "Hey, but Steve, what about Kate Cashaw? Fuck Kate Cashaw."
Fuck him in the head. Ain't that right? Hey, this is my coach. Hey, come here. This is my co-star on the fucking movie. Say hi. Hi, what's your name? Drew? Yeah, man, she's fucking awesome. How old are you, 13? She's fucking awesome, man. Yes, he said it. Steven Spielberg got Drew Barrymore on cocaine. What?
Okay, see, and I have to preface it with this, folks. All right, see, most people might think that D is like over the line with that. if you know the backstory behind Drew Barrymore as a kid, she was in fucking Studio 64 when she was like 7.
Studio 54.
Studio 54 when she was 7. So that's not far off.
Like, first of all, if you were a star, who wasn't at Studio 54?
But she was 7, dog. She was
it doesn't matter.
Six,
dude,
7.
It doesn't matter. You're a celebrity.
That's still wild, though. That was just
it is.
Life, my nigga.
Shoot.
I can
hell, if that place didn't, I guarantee you, that place didn't close down. Macaulay Culkin was probably in there after Home Alone.
You ain't lying, because here's the thing that killed me about that place. That place was the type of place where, all right, you know how we get, just imagine if it's some Nickelodeon star and she's only 12 and she's like doing Xanax in the club, man. That's exactly what the fuck happened.
That's right. Studio 54. Studio 54 was the Disneyland of nightclubs to celebrities.
Which is ironic because now, if you're a Disney star, somehow smoking weed is, oh man, he's over the edge. And I'm like, he's smoking weed. What the fuck are we talking about here?
It had to do, but because that's just because Disney has to cover their backs when one of these motherfuckers actually do some type of drug and all that. Because that's just
weed. Like, what are we talking about here?
It's Disney. Come on, man. This is the same company. This is the same company that will bury and try to erase, they try to scrub from the histories of Song of the South.
Hey, you know who else want to scrub away from histories? Walter Jones in his Shape Up.
Hey, look.
First off,
no. See, I
the
checked that.
Summer
Hold on.
of Walter Jones Shape Up continues.
First of all, D, I checked out that video that our boy was the Black Spawn, Demetrius. He shared a video of all these characters. They were mostly in black. It was like a Black Ranger and Black Panther collaboration. Walter Jones shows up with the freaking power axe. I'm like, oh, it's actually decent.
I don't know.
It was a proper line. Look, it was a proper lineup in the front. That's really all. That's really where it mattered.
You know what? What's proper and what's his real hairline? Cannot defeat me. You cannot defeat me. Don't you try to.
You cannot escape wrong death.
Oh, yes.
Give in to your fears. I'm sorry, that is the best fucking quote line for Tekken 7. Tekken 7. I'm sorry, when Guy says give in to your fears after he puts his foot on you, it's like, you know what, that's just badass. I see. You know what, D, I am still mad at SNK. I'm still
when he puts his foot on you, he actually says stay down, maggot.
I know, but still, it's just between that. Like, I'm mad that SNK blocked D's video of top 10 SNK videos, and D automatically was like, Geese Howard theme. There is no better song than SNK. I swear to God, I hollered at work when D put that up. I was like, this nigga really just put the Geese Howard theme and trolled the shit out of everybody. Had me all like, man, I wonder what D's top 10 is. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
I'm so mad I didn't see that video.
Man, I had to take it down because, early YouTube gave a crap about, piracy and stuff like that, because somebody was really going to hop on my video and think that I hate YouTube. Anyway.
It's not as much as I hate this fucking movie. There you go. Boom.
I don't hate this movie for a few reasons, but
here's the wild though.
Hey Chris, I can give one reason. Somebody thought to themselves, hey, he's not doing nothing. Mr. McMahon, can we have Hulk Hogan show up in our...
Let me tell you, okay.
When the movie broke the fourth wall, and you had Hogan show up, and had Hogan cut a promo...
But here's the thing. Here's where the movie...
The Hulkamaniac is going to... The Hulkamaniac have to go to the projection booth, brother.
Here's the thing.
You know what? See, again, this is some more underlining stuff. This movie tried at least twice to tell you to stop watching.
But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing.
And
right?
that part was one of them.
Here's the thing. The movie, this is where... And maybe it is whoever wrote it in Joe Dante. They try to recreate fucking... Stripe from the first one with this new fucking gremlin mohawk, right?
Yeah, Mohawk. Yeah.
And they try to make him like, is he like the cousin to Stripes from the first one? I guess I don't know, because Mohawk, unlike the first movie where the most torture that Gizmo got was, they tied him up to the Christmas tree. Oh, they really fucking did some like U.S. We got to get these terrorist levels of fucking torture to Gizmo in this movie.
Yeah, U.S. levels of torture. Yeah, Chris, like running a toy train at him.
No, they electroshocked him. Remember? You remember
They did.
They did
They
electroshock that motherfucker, and then try to throw him in bright light, fucking throw him in a photocopier, and just tie him down. I was like, God damn, like
that was torture. Though, when you really think about it, because that bright light.
Like,
then on top. But you know what, man?
But then the Gremlins, because like you said, D, they have this big open GTA sandbox. The Gremlins get into the laboratory, and they start drinking potions because, hey, let the Gremlins drink these different color potions, and then shit just happens.
Yeah, because science works that way.
Drink this blue color thing. He drank the blue color thing. Mohawk turns into a spider. Daffy drinks this different color thing. He turns into pure electricity because reasons.
No, what they did was they read the pre-80s Superman playbook on making up shit as they go.
Which, speaking of Superman, that overland shot of New York, you think that's just brand new? Nope. They reused that shot from Superman 4 Quest for Peace.
Not surprising at all.
Hey, D, what's wrong with you? I'm dead over here. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
That's funny as hell. That's like, I'm not laughing, but that's actually funny as hell. Really?
Yep.
This is, whatever, WB. No, you know what? I love, like, as a kid, I laughed at it. The bat flying out the building and making the perfect bat symbol.
Dude, he made the perfect Batman logo.
Bruh, I saw that shit. And again, that's WB really just rolling in there and they're like, we're just going to use the Batman logo one time again. It's like, really?
Hey, Lou, don't we own that stupid bat thing? Yeah, I think so. What's it called? Detective Comics. That's stupid. Why don't you just call it DC Comics? I know, fucking mooks. Yeah, I know. Anyway, let's put the bat thing in there.
First off, you said fucking mooks. Perfect.
Second of all, that gremlin that was giving the other gremlin the WB tattoo on his chest.
Because, branding. That's a thing.
If it wasn't for the Looney Tunes and the Batman, I would think that this movie was not done by WB. So I'm glad I got some insurance.
I mean,
you think?
I would have.
You think?
I mean, I would have totally. No, seriously, I would have totally missed it. I would have completely missed it if I'd have not been reminded every 5 seconds that Warner Brothers had something to do with this. I would have never known.
Oh boy.
Thank you, WB. Now I want to go out and buy a whole bunch of Warner Brothers merchandise. All because
go
of
out, nigga, buy shit for WB.
I'm really surprised they didn't throw him in there.
Everybody loves the W. Everybody loves the W. Sorry.
Everybody loves the WB.
Now,
Hey. Pick that cotton.
Welcome back, niggas, to the WB.
Yeah.
Gremlins.
Why? Oh, I love white privilege.
Speaking of white privilege, speaking of white privilege, Grandpa Fred flexed his whiteness in this movie because let me tell you something. I love Rob Prosky. He's another great character actor. If you remember him, we did him in Last Action Hero. He was the movie owner. Movie theater.
The movie owner,
yes.
The movie owner, I got to be honest with you, call the cops on him. He might have a kid. Like, there may be a missing kid linked to him.
He was in Miracle on 30th. He was on Miracle.
Like somewhere there's a kid locked in a freezer.
He was in Miracle on 34th Street.
Aren't you James Patelsky of Flint, Michigan? I don't know what you're talking about.
He was, because, like, I love him and stuff because, funny enough, The last movie I remember seeing him in was Dudley Do Right, and he was actually genuinely funny in that movie.
Okay.
He was genuinely funny. I saw him in that and Miracle on 34th Street because, of course, he's in that movie. You know, that was like basically every old actor in Miracle on 34th Street remake. But anyways, he's in it. He plays basically the Count. He has his own TV show, and Jetty Watanabe plays a tourist that happens to pick up a camera and be his camera guy. And I gotta admit, both of them have the most funniest dynamic because they're maneuvering through the gremlin chaotic that's going on in the building.
Here's the thing that gets me, and they like I understood they was going to talk to the smart one. The smart one was still
Which
smart.
we'll get to that in a minute.
Personally, yeah, but personally for D, I would have the smart one show up like Marlon Brando off of Apocalypse Now. Have it like that, like a report it like that.
Which Tony Randall plays the brain gremlin.
Tony Randall from the Odd Couple.
Yeah, and I gotta admit, I like him. I like the brain gremlin just because in a movie that's just chaotic as hell, it's just funny seeing the smart gremlin just be very matter of fact every time he's talking.
Did you like how did you like how when they were taking over the television studio, how they choked out not John Landis?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Or not Julia Child in her cooking show.
And I'm not mistaken. That guy, if I'm not mistaken, the writer of this movie was in here a couple scenes. I forgot where he was at. I think he was in the science lab though. But yeah, I thought it was like as a kid, I remember not liking the vegetable gremlin.
That was just a random thing. Again, that was the crazy ass gremlin that just somehow
Daffy Duck gremlin.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I was gonna mention. Does it feel like all the humor is really Looney Tune-ish?
It is.
It's
completely Looney Tune-ish.
I mean,
like they took the one part of Daffy that really only works in small doses.
Yeah.
And that's what Daffy is, just being goofy as hell and just losing his shit. But when he does it in the cartoon, he only does it in like quick little spurts.
I mean,
little spurts.
Do you count like that little wacky moment that he had in Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No, that wasn't it.
Daffy.
And that's the thing. That's Daffy being Daffy. Him trying to outdo everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The part where he
ended up fucking himself forward.
Yeah, that part right there. The part where he does the whole woohoo thing like over and over and over and just it just loses his shit.
Yeah.
That he does those in spurts. But other than that, no, he's always trying. Like Daffy always has one goal, and that's to be better than everyone else.
Yeah.
But when you have a character, when you take that character of Daffy and you put it into a gremlin, and you take out the one thing that you're supposed to like Daffy for, and you throw it in with the one thing that he only uses like once every cartoon, you make him annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
kids will like it.
And
that's the see. That's exactly why kids will like it.
I mean,
I'm trying to imagine 7-year-old me liking that. Hold on. Let me backtrack again real quick. Like, hey, 7-year-old Eris, did you like the goofy one from the goofy weasel from Who Framed Roger Rabbit? No. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Gonna kill the rabbit. That shit.
I told you, stop laughing.
Don't you realize if you laugh, you're gonna... Oh, my God.
See, the sergeant, that was my man. My man came out with that
He will
freaking...
pistol whip the shit out of a fucking weasel if he has to. I'm just saying.
Not only did he pistol whip them, but my man was killing it with that, with that pastel suit.
This is why the judge has him as his second in command, because he knows what's up. That's somebody you trust, you know.
He was killing it with that light pink suit.
So good.
But anyway, so
hey Judge, I have a little bit of problem. What seems to be there's this hooker from up the street. There's gonna be a body that shows up. You don't have to tell me the rest. I'm just saying.
You don't even have to tell me the rest.
Things happen. You know. The broad came on me. That's why I have to tell you. You know.
Hey, look, it was either her or me.
You know what? He is the type of person that would say some shit like that.
Oh, you know why the judge would do it? Because he know where all the bodies at now.
Yeah, it's in Toontown, buried underneath other bodies. Come on now.
Yeah, man. Toontown, the south side of Toontown that would later become Animeville. That has a whole lot of dead bodies on it.
Wait a minute. Can I? This can't be real. So you're telling me that Chuck Jones, who had long retired from doing animation, was pulled out of retirement just to do the animation segment for Gremlins 2?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
It's called I have $50 million in 1989 money. Bring your ass on board, dog.
Hey, Chuck, what you doing? What you doing, nigga?
Come on, Frank Welker took a paycheck to play the fucking to play the Mohawk. Come on now, come on.
Well, it's Frank Welker. It's Frank Welker. It's Frank Welker, and Frank Welker doesn't say no.
I know.
You know what? I love that we keeping that tradition up for this month so far because Frank Welker is in 2 of the movies, just like last year. He was in 2 of the movies. This time he's doing Gremlins, and the other movie he's doing Animals. Yeah. Now, if I'm mistaken, he's also in Mario Brothers too.
We'll get to that.
Wow.
We'll get to that.
So here's my thing. So is September technically Frank Welker month?
I guess. But no, here's the kicker.
Like more like unintentionally Frank Welker month.
Now we're talking about the whole thing. Now the Brain Gremlin, if you really get past the fucking insanity of the movie, the Brain Gremlin actually had a pretty legit plan. Hey, we're going to sit there and develop a genetic sunblock serum so that we're protected from sunlight and we can wreak chaos in New York.
Hi, raising my hand here, DJ Sue. First of all, CJ, they didn't develop anything. It was already
I just
there.
said in concept. He was trying. He was saying it. He was just talking. The Brain Gremlin is a big talker. All right, that's all I'll say.
Oh yeah, I know he's a big talker. I just like how he picked it up, gave it to him, and said, "Here, drink this." And he gave it to the one that grew bat wings, which of course you had to throw in your little Batman connection. He jumps out, flies out of the building, starts flying around, and only to get caught by Mr. Fuddleman. And
I like how the people
and covered him in cement.
I like how the people in New York, and me and D talked about this offline. The people in New York did not bat an eye to the insanity of this. They just acted like it was a regular New York fucking day.
I like how you saw more people just walk right past it.
And you know something else you can connect to, that this movie connects to in a way? You might say what, how, but just think about it for a moment. This movie makes at least 2 connections to Die Hard.
Yeah, I get it.
Why would you put a better movie in this, sir?
I know. Look,
hey, Chris, shut up. Shut up.
No, and the reason why I said it, and it really is easy to make the connections. First of all, the whole movie took place inside of a building. Mm-hmm. Second of all, Gizmo was inside the freaking air vent. You know, the only thing missing from him was him walking around holding a damn lighter.
Yeah.
So what was the glass on the floor? What was that? Oh, the terrible dialogue.
Speaking of sequences here, so we're Gizmo at one point, since he's been through the shit. The show that Gizmo was trying to toughen his resolve. He looks at Rambo, I believe, the second movie, where Rambo's talking about, you gotta get tough and blah, blah, blah. And Gizmo starts donning the Rambo 2 attire with the red bandana and makes a fucking bow and arrow. Yeah.
I thought that was cute.
Yeah, he gets the bow and arrow with the fucking, the pins and stuff. And
he had a pencil. Hold on. He had a pencil. He lit it on fire.
No, it was whiteout. He had a pencil. He put whiteout at the end.
He put whiteout on the end of a pencil, lit it on fire, and shot it.
In the traditional Rambo First Blood with the second
movie. And it took out the spider, though.
Yeah.
First Blood Part 2. Like, bruh, that's how you take out a spider. You light it on fire.
You light a match. You blow the joint.
No, which sadly, because I know you have a thing against spiders, CJ. This is something I would see you do.
This is one of those. Look, y'all don't understand. It's not like I hate, cartoony spiders is whatever. That was a cartoony spider. That's one of those I mean, it's creepy, but it's like Jumanji levels where it's like, I clearly see the strings. You're not a threat.
Oh yeah, no, I get you. I
It's
get
the
you for
shit
that.
from Arachnophobia. The fact that in real life they're jumping tarantulas.
Like-
Fuck in you on that one. Fuck that. Kiss my ass. No. I remember watching Arachnophobia, and my dad. I was like, Dad, is that real? He's like, Oh yeah, that's down in South America. They have jumping spiders. No bull. I was like, No.
Yep, same in Australia. No, that's why I said no. See, for like cartoon spiders, I know that wouldn't bother you. But if fucking Black Tiger from Resident Evil showed up, break out the flamethrower.
Got blowtorch. Hey, I'll take a fucking lighter and a fucking bottle of fucking air freshener. Now it'll work.
Yes, you do the Metal Gear.
No, fuck that. I'll do the fucking
Get the aerosol can and a lighter.
Homeboy from Watchmen. I'll do that shit. They're like, get the fuck away from me.
Chris, I can imagine Chris doing that to normal spiders on a daily basis. He doesn't even do it for the big spider.
Sir, you don't know my life. I have sprayed air freshener on fucking daddy long legs like it was my business, all right? That's some black shit right there. Hey, I don't got no raid. Give me the air freshener. Let's go. It works just the same.
No, he ain't lying. He really ain't lying.
Or you could just stop being a bitch and actually step on it.
I would like to be the guy the fact that every time it happens, I don't have shoes on and I'm not trying to step on a fucking spider with my damn bare feet. So, hey, you get the fucking
I don't know why. I don't know why I get joy out of hearing Chris being like definitely afraid of spiders.
Dude,
I don't know
I
what
was deployed overseas with fucking camel spiders. I ran over a camel spider to side.
Camel spiders. I get that, Chris. They're the spawn of Satan. God didn't make those, man. Satan himself made those. I get that. But daddy long legs though, bruh.
No. I said I don't hate daddy long legs. They're just annoying. I'll spray air freshener on them. That's whatever. I specified fucking tarantulas. That's why I specified, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you.
But still, the whole thing with like Gizmo doing the Rambo homage scene, I got a good laugh out of that. I was like, that was funny. That's funny.
That alone was a good laugh for me. I said, okay.
Yeah, you might
that's your one. No, I looked at the movie and said, okay, movie, that's your one laugh you're getting from
Now, you
me.
might be asking yourself, but hey, CJ, what about Billy and Kate? What about their character arc? There's no fucking character arc for those two.
White bread.
The only thing we got out of Kate was she was
story.
Yeah, we was about to get another story.
That's the look. You want to say you're one? That was my one. Where it was like, sweetie, we don't got time for this, honey. Nobody cares. Stop. Just stop. That was hilarious.
Dude, and that was the thing about this movie that was wilding me out because I thought in this movie they were both married, but then this movie was like, no, they never got together. I'm like, you might as well just hook them up at this point. Fuck it.
Look, man, look. You know what happened? They fingered each other. Yeah, each other. Yeah. She a backdoor girl. She grown. I love her. Anyway,
And you know something else with this movie. Since she plays a tour guide, out of all the tourists, nothing says, "Hey, let's make this a Hollywood movie by having a Japanese tourist that runs around with a camera."
Now, I got to ask y'all this though: which Japanese tourists did you like? These Japanese tourists or the Japanese tourist dudes from Crocodile Dundee 2?
Crocodile Dundee 2. Yo, the Asian Council ought to go to somebody for that shit. That was racist as fuck to me.
Clint Eastwood. I'm like, wow, really? Clint Eastwood, very tall. I'm like, wow.
Yo, I was like, well, this is the second time we got Getty Watanabe in a movie that we did for the Black Geeks. Get ready for this, guys. We're not going to do them again. I don't see us doing Goonies anytime soon.
I feel we have to. That's just me.
I mean, my man said, can you work a camera? Can I work the camera? I am the camera.
Yo, he owned that shit. It was like, yeah, I got this.
That was Harris. That was Harris.
That was me, but I had to turn into Cinema Sins and say that line.
Yo, man.
that dialogue was acted.
Oh my god, man! It was funny, but
you You know what? Billy just did the same thing. There was no growth to his character. It was the same old.
It was
"All right,
basically
Gizmo,
I'm reluctant.
don't
I'm the
do
reluctant.
that."
He was the reluctant character that like was trying to get the eye of Mr. Clamp. Because Mr. Clamp is just all around the building. He's trying to get his attention because Billy is this guy that is a good architect and has good ideas and shit somehow.
Well, here's the thing. You said architect. He's a good drawer. He can draw very well. I don't know if he's a good architect.
If I can go back, if I can go back to Mr. Watanabe, God, that was him in Booty Call.
Yes, it was.
Yep. Nigga, please.
Yeah. That's the thing, guys. That's the thing.
Yep, he got look, man. He got his $9,000 for the day, man. He was cool.
Look, first off,
he did.
First off, I feel to this day, he's been caking up off of fucking 16 Candles in some weird way.
No, yeah. What that that 40-cent check you get a month? Okay.
But it's cool. Like it's cool, Mr. Watanabe. We'll see you for Ed TV slackers and 2 for the money.
But also, he did get that Disney money with Mulan and Mulan 2, and he's actually going to be in the live action Mulan. So there you go.
Were you rooting for him or something? Shit.
I am low key rooting for that guy because goddamn it, he somehow is able to still.
That sounded like he was, yeah. Like, yes, it's fair, D. He has a career. I'm like, I wasn't even fighting you.
I have to because I think some people we really I think in society and stuff we tend to take pot shots at like people like him. And it's like, no, he's still working. He's somehow managed to find a lane, and he's stuck with it, and he still is recognizable. I mean, the fact that to this day people will recognize him from UHF.
He was also in my favorite cartoon of all time, Duckman.
Yes, he was.
So you know what?
Isn't it y'all guys' favorite episode, the Mallardian candidate?
Yep, that was that
one. It's kind of funny. We always say that about actors and all that. Who was it? Cinema Snob. He did. I forgot what movie that was. Oh, Lonely Lady, starring Pia Zadora, and she got into like some like a domestic dispute or some shit where she was in a fight, and somebody in the comic section said Pia was never a person of significance. And it goes to Brad. He says, said by people of no significance. So, that being said, yeah, we rag on some of these actors sometimes, but let's just be real. They have done something we haven't. They've been in these big movies. But then again, sometimes they can't act. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. My favorite wrestler was Randy Savage, and I'm going to be about that goddamn name, my nigga. So, you know, it happens. Yeah. Watanabe, there's nothing to really knock. Yeah, he doesn't do nothing major. Yeah, Mulan really was his biggest come up. Hey, he all right.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a movie with Batman called Gung Ho. There you go.
That he was.
Yeah, but speaking of which, if we're going back to Gremlins 2,
yeah, we're running out of space, aren't we?
No. We got there's a couple.
Amazing.
There's a couple.
Think about it. No, real quick. Think about it, bro. We're already gassed.
No. There's 2 more things in this movie. There's 2 more things that we didn't mention. So, in the middle of all of this, the chief of security gets cornered by one of the gremlins that's a trans.
No, just say Chris, don't say trans or trans.
Nah, it wasn't even trans. I think that one was legit like a girl.
Oh, it was. Yeah. I assumed. I just thought, bad.
See, that's their problem. You assume she wasn't going to lay some of that gremlin pussy on him.
Wait. Hold on. D, I've waited a long time to do this. Chris, did you just assume that gremlin's gender?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God, you're a pig.
Gremlin lives matter, dog. Gremlins lives matter.
I needed an excuse to do that line. Did you assume insert blank's gender?
Yeah, the chief of security literally ends up like, what was it, Forster? Robert Picardo, by the way, who This is his second time being with Joe Dante because he did a little movie a couple of years before this called Inner Space. I don't know if you guys ever watched that movie or not. Did you?
I heard of it. I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, it's a very crazy ass sci-fi movie with Martin Short. Very, very, very crazy. If you ever watch it, it's definitely just out there. I don't know if you can necessarily. I don't think you can replicate that movie in this day and age with how wacky it is.
Right.
But, yeah, but he plays the chief of security, and he gets cornered by the female gremlin and stuff. And what wowed me out is by the end of the movie, Mr. Clamp is like, "Yeah, we'll get you after we restore power." And you hear wedding bells, and the "Here Comes the Bride" song, and the female gremlin is basically pushing him to marry him. And I just love how he has the look in his face like, "Fuck it, I guess I gotta do this. Let's go."
I got fuck me a girl. All right, get over it.
I'm mad at that's how the movie ended.
You know what, Eris? What did you think this movie was going to be like anyway?
First of all, they could have ended it by saying, "Hey, the Gremlins have been defeated." Get a close up on Gizmo smiling or something. Hell, he could fucking wink Mr. Miyagi style, fade the black gun.
Me being an asshole, I'll just do the fucking Street Fighter 2 text ending and shit with the music.
Yeah.
Do 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 do.
I mean, it could have been.
The Gremlins literally get defeated. Here, folks. Let me break down how they get defeated. Okay. So Mr. Clamp he escapes through the underground thing and gets outside. In order to trick the Gremlins, because Billy is just telling him what the Gremlins are about, if the Gremlins know it's daytime, they were gonna dip out. But he was like, "Hey, if we keep it nighttime by plastering this big fucking shit outside the windows, the Gremlins will think it's nighttime still. And then we're gonna go in there, we're gonna go in and shoot them up and stuff with a SWAT team."
No, see, they weren't even going to try to do that. What they were going to do originally, the original plan was, hey, move the clocks up 3-4 hours ahead, so the Gremlins will think it's nighttime. Then they'll run down to the lobby and see the giant sheet and think that it's actually nighttime. What we're going to do is we're going to drop that sheet and let the sunlight kill them.
Yeah. Now,
of course, thunderstorm comes. And
man,
no, more like thunderstorms. The thunderstorm comes, aka God wants to extend this plot even further, and and then what takes place next is they say, okay, Plan B, we're gonna run. Like when they all show up, we're just gonna run in and shoot them.
Now here's the thing, the Gremlins have amassed a huge army, and they're singing "New York, New York," and Billy decides, I got it. Mr. Futterman, you're going to get that fire hose. You're going to spray all the Gremlins with water. And if you know anything about Gremlins, you shoot the Gremlins with water, they end up, because they multiply asexually, which the fact that I'm even saying that like it's fucking Jurassic Park is weird.
I like it. But here's the thing, Chris, you're giving us information.
Yeah.
Don't be mad at that. Embrace it.
To be honest with you, I would love a post like Jurassic Park Jeff Goldblum to be in Gremlins 2 as Ian Malcolm, like, the Gremlins had their chance, and nature decided.
Nature selected them for extinction.
So we're going to give a race of beings who obviously couldn't stand, the life of, being just alive. We're going to give them a second chance because they deserve it. Why?
Neil, you're not about to sit there and trick me again. Sorry, D, you had me going. I actually watched those sketch where he was like, yeah, this apricot fucking lipstick. You want to describe this?
Yeah, I got a question. Neil, who was a white bitch who kissed on you? You know why I know it? You know why I know it's a white bitch? Look at the lipstick. Apricot. Who wears apricot? White bitches.
I fuck Bill Nye. You bitch.
Nah, the part I like is like, explain that, Neil. Explain. Well.
It's the look of loss on his face when he does it is what has me done.
But then he focuses in and it's like, well, that's the thing. You see, science tells us that nothing is impossible. the German physicist.
So by the end of the day, you could say that I actually wasn't really fucking that chick. I fucked Bill Nye, you bitch.
You bitch.
So
there's so much to talk about that's not in this movie.
So Futterman sprays him water, and you get the Gremlins doing the fucking Wicked Witch of the fucking East. I'm melting.
No. They get sprayed with water, and then meanwhile, Electro. I'm just gonna call him Electro.
No. I was just doing the dialogue that some of the Gremlins were doing, because a lot of them, you had the one Gremlin that was doing the whole, I'm taking a bubble bath. I'm like, that was stupid. In a movie that's already stupid.
But it wasn't until he freed Electro from the phone.
Yeah, just click over. Yo, understand, folks, the reason why the electric gremlin is stuck in phones is because Billy placed the phone on hold. I want you to understand that.
Nigga, the science is solid. Why are you questioning this?
It's the fact that it's 1990 and this is what a video phone looked like, a giant contraption.
Did you see that shit? How big it is, nigga? You know how big that shit was? Like, goddamn, 1990.
He had it on hold, and then when he did it, it's like, okay, fine, cool.
Right there, no. When you said, wait a minute, I have him on hold, it just gets quiet, and the camera goes to you. Makes sense to me.
No, because at that point, I think by that point in the movie, can you really question the stupidity of it in a movie that's already stupid? You really can't.
No, it's more like no. I got one for you, Chris. Camera pans back to me, right? How much time we got left in this movie? 5 minutes? All right, let it go.
Oh, you want to know something fun about that, Eris? I was telling this to Chris. Chris was telling me about all the shit that happened at the end of the movie. And I was like, oh, I cut it off. Wait a minute, D, what did you cut off the movie? I cut off the movie the second Clamp said, yeah, that's a good idea. I was like, okay, the movie's over. Click.
Yeah, so basically, Billy
I didn't
unleashes
finish the movie.
Billy unleashes Electro Gremlin, and all the Gremlins basically die. Which again, we leave the plot point open of the female Gremlin being the only one that survived. So I guess Forster is gonna have.
The female Gremlin and Gizmo being the only ones left.
Well, So Clamp basically sees Gizmo and is trying to find another way, like, we can make money off this little thing, Gizmo, and Gizmo is cracking off like things like New York, Brooklyn, blah, 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 and that's the end of the movie.
Product placement. Like, he was asking, do you have cable? Nick at Night? HBO? MTV?
It's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Stop it. I'm like, stop it, Gizmo, stop it. I like that what's the name asked him, like, hey, have you ever thought about merchandising? Like we could sell off these little things, like, give them little sticky hands, and put them on the side of like car windows. Oh, it worked like gangbusters. Lose the bandana.
Yeah. So I told D this, and I think you probably saw it, Sue. With the end of the movie during the credits, Daffy Duck is like popping up every once in a while during the credits. Like, you still here? Yeah. This movie. Oh my God.
You know why? You know why? Because it was like, hey, let's bring the best thing that happened to this movie. Where's Daffy and Bugs at?
So and this is something D had mentioned. So two things. One, I think of that $50 million budget, Hulk Hogan took $45 million of that money.
Why did that make me laugh like that? Holy shit!
Hulk Hogan took home $45 million, and there's hold on. There's also an additional $20. There was also an additional $20 million. Sorry, there's an additional undocumented, off the books $20 million that went in the product placement.
Now this one kind of makes me sad because I actually would have been invested in this. Guess who was actually supposed to originally be the brain gremlin? Take a guess.
Oh.
Take a guess.
I don't know. Morgan Freeman. I don't know, nigga.
Tim Curry.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been awesome.
I'll say this. They got the right person.
You don't think Tim Curry would have killed it?
I like Tim Curry, but I think they got the right person.
No. See, CJ? See, here's what happened. They passed on Tim Curry, but Tim Curry went on and made animation history by giving us that wonderful song called Toxic Love in Fern Gully a year later.
This is very true.
Real talk. Real talk. Tim Curry had a butt plug in his ass the entire time he was in
First off, you say Fern Gully, Sue. I say he made his dynamic debut in Peter Pan and the Pirates as Captain James Hook. All right, sir.
Then he also when did Home Alone 2 come out? Because he played
Home Alone 2 was 1992, so that's like 2 years later.
Okay, so that's 2 years later. Never mind.
But he was in Tailspin.
He was.
Daddy-O's Clang.
What?
Yeah, Daddy-O's Clang. Because, I mean, look, Disney, I feel, has Tim Curry on tap for random stuff at times. I really do. So, you know.
I don't know. Tim Curry ended up doing random stuff anyway when you look at his voice work.
But I just love the fact that they got John Glover, a.k.a. the Riddler from Batman anime series. Because, again, I like the guy. He's awesome. Very awesome. But, yeah, but if you're talking breaking the fourth wall, it's not the fact that Hulk Hogan crafted a fucking WWE promo. It's the fact that movie critic himself, Leonard Maltin, broke the fucking fourth wall in this movie.
Oh, that was funny.
Yep.
That was funny.
He's like, Gremlins is crap. Oh, what? And he gets beat up. I was like, okay.
Wait a minute. No, I'm getting eaten alive. No.
Who, by the way, gave this movie a 3 out of 4.
Yeah, he only did. I bet he only did that because he was in the movie. He liked the time he had. You know, I don't blame him.
Yeah, but
real talk.
What?
Huh?
No, you said real talk. I was like about to say something.
Oh no, I'm sorry, my bad. Go ahead. Anyway, real talk. Actually, we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Can I mention? Can I mention My Girl Hobbyland?
Oh, who's that?
Hobbyland Morris.
Oh yeah, Marla, the girl that was beefing with Phoebe Cates.
She wasn't.
No, they weren't beefing.
There was no conflict in this movie.
There was no conflict at all. The only thing that Phoebe noticed was, the guy that I'm supposed to be married to, she came back home. No, first of all, I saw him leave with this redhead with her arm around,
she was hitting on him hard, big time.
Like her arm around him. I didn't say nothing then. Then when he comes home, I figured, hey, how was your meeting? I noticed the lipstick on his cheek. Again, I'm not going to say nothing. And then when they finally meet up, she's like, hey, you know what? If we get out of this thing alive, you're in big trouble. Mm-hmm. But of course that doesn't happen because they finally meet up face to face again. And she said, look, real talk, nothing happened between me and him. Seriously, we had a meeting we had a dinner meeting. It was all strictly business.
No, not dinner.
Okay.
Not dinner. No, Eris, not dinner. Dinner.
Yeah, dinner. All right. Okay, I'm not I'm not totally honest here. I had designs on him, but I didn't even get to first base with him. Okay, I didn't know that he was with you. I apologize. And I like how she says, I can work with that. And she cuts her loose.
Hey, D, yeah? How was that conflict? Fuck you! I'm sorry. You didn't deserve that. You really did. Fuck you! Sorry. Is this movie over?
I'm just laughing at the fact that fucking Chris Columbus was actually unavailable because he was filming a better movie in Home Alone. So that's pretty funny. Who knew?
Who fucking knew? But you know what? Whatever.
Yeah. It's just
Gremlins
we're done.
No,
we're done.
Can
Look at
I?
that. See that?
Hold on. Wait.
See that?
D. Hey D. Can I also mention the number of cameos that have shown up in this movie?
It's too many.
No.
There was quite a few. You had Jerry Goldsmith, John Astin, Henry Gibson.
Yep.
Even Joe Dante was in it.
Well, of course. I mean, the director has to be in the movie in some capacity.
Especially when nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. That is very much true. I mean, yeah. So, fucking Bubba Smith from Dan Police Academy just shows up because he can.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, he was in the movie. Yeah, it's one. Of
He
those-
was. He was one. I mean, he along with the other guy. Friggin'.
Fucking Dick Butkus, man.
Yeah, Dick. Yeah, thank you, Dick Butkus and
Football
Bubba.
player.
They were both in. They were in that scene where they got attacked at the salad bar.
Yep. Because Bubba Smith get 7 foot whatever. Bubba Smith getting punked by some damn gremlins. Damn shame. Damn shame. That's all I'm
Hey
saying.
man, hey, look man, I just happen to be getting. Look, I'm trying to get my fair share of some damn romaine lettuce, and goddamn gremlin just pops up out of nowhere. That shit ain't right.
Let's dead this, guys. It's Gremlins 2. Nothing more to say.
I've never heard CJ sound so defeated.
And this movie will defeat you. It really does. This movie will put you in a fucking cripple across face, and you're done.
That freaking crossface chicken wing, the Boston crab, like, bruh, I am tapping out as hard as I can. This movie.
I mean, he ain't lying.
No, I mean, look, I said it from the beginning. This was a trash movie.
You know what's funny to me is the fact that this movie, and all the egregious stuff that it didn't have oh man, it had soundtrack by blah blah blah. There was no any sort of soundtrack Gremlins kind of thing, you know, like we always talk about with some of these movies that came out in the 80s and 90s and stuff. There was never get the music from Gremlins 2 kind of thing, you know. It's just kind of funny how that works.
No, for this movie, it's like, no, nigga, you know how many puppets that we had to make for y'all motherfuckers? No, you get the Looney Tunes, you don't even deserve that shit. But we trying to sell tickets here.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so remember we was talking about before we go, we were talking about how it lost out to Dick Tracy. So here's the lineup, right? Dick Tracy popped in at number 1 that weekend, 22 million, right? Another 48 Hours bust in second. Total Recall third. Gremlins 2 New Batch fourth with $9.7 million. Back to the Future Part 3, $4.8 million. Pretty Woman, 3.3. Bird on the Wire, wow, $3.1 million.
Wow.
And Adventures of Milo and Otis, which is a reissue, came in at $1.7 million. That's your top 10. That thing. Oh, and Cadillac Man for under $1 million. Huh.
It got thrown in there against some
Heavy
decent
hitters.
movies, some decent ass movies.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Total Recall beat it out, I'm like, well, that was Arnold in his heyday, so yeah.
I was about to say, man, I was about to say, but yeah, it's a movie that happened.
Yeah. But so yeah, that's Gremlins 2. So yeah, you know, next movie that we're doing though, Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls.
I mean, and it's so much better. If we sound like we're hurt,
It's a palate cleanser. It's a palate cleanser.
Don't worry, we'll sound so much better in the next one. So yeah, we're done, y'all.
Peace.